Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. I'm so excited that this is my first video of 2020. I can't believe that we are already starting a brand new year. Before we jump into today's video, I just wanted to take a second and say thank you so much to everyone who supported me in 2019. You guys have changed my life completely and I'm so thankful for all of you. As you can tell by the title of today's video, we are going to be doing a plan with me video. This year, one of my goals is to make more YouTube videos and show you how I use my planner because that's something you guys have highly requested. And so that's what today's video is. Be doing the first official plan with me video of 2020, and that's going to be showing you how I set up my 2020 planner. So I'm going to be using the 2020 Always Fully Booked planner. This planner is now sold out. You can't get it anymore, but I do have a very similar version, but it's undated. It's called A Novel Companion. I have volume 3 that is constantly restocking in my shop. So if you end up really liking this one, then you can go check that one out. I will leave a link to my store in the description box below. I also wanted to officially announce I'm going to be starting a Facebook group called Always Fully Booked. That is basically a place where people can come and share their love of books and planning. You don't necessarily have to have one of my planners to join the group, but if you do, that's awesome. But I just wanted to create a space where we could have like a community to talk about pens we're loving or books we're reading or a certain page layout you did that you're loving and you want to share it with someone, or maybe you need tips or suggestions on how to use a page. I just really wanted to create a space where we could all interact and share. I'm going to also leave a link to that down below where you can request to join. There's a couple of questions that you can answer. Nothing's too serious. There's no requirements to join the group. The questions are just so I can get a sense of who's in the group. I'm really excited for it, and I hope you guys will want to join and be a part of that community. So anyways, as I said, I will leave a link to that down in the description below. Anyways, we are going to jump right into this video, and I'm not going to go too much into all of the supplies that I'm using because I just recently did a pen recommendations video going into detail about all of these supplies. So if you're interested in seeing that, be sure to check out that video. But just basics of what I have with me to start this. I have a cup of tea because I always like to have a warm beverage nearby. I also have a candle burning. I love to have candles going when I'm planning. Just kind of sets the mood. I have some washi tape here. And then I have just some containers of pens. As I said, I have a whole video talking about these pens, so go check that out if you want to see which ones I'm using. I also have my favorite colored pencils here. And I have a small eraser, blue pencil. I think that's what they're called. I like these more than regular graphite pencils. They erase better and the strokes are a lot lighter so you don't see them as much. So I prefer to use these. A small ruler in case I need it. Some stickers here in case I feel like decorating with some stickers. These are all found in my shop. So I'm gonna prop the camera up so you can kind of see what I'm doing, but let's just jump into this plan with me video and I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, so the majority of this video is going to be a time lapse, but I thought I would still do a bit of a voiceover on some parts to explain what I'm doing. So obviously the first part of setting up my planner is to fill in whose planner it belongs to. So as you can see, I'm just writing in my name. I used a highlighter here. Looking back, I wish I would have used a different kind of marker just because the highlighter isn't as visible as I would like, but overall I'm happy with the result. The first major part of setting up my 2020 planner is filling in my goals. So as you can see, I started using a pencil, which is something I like to do on a page that I want to put a lot of thought into and I care about the layout. I don't do this for like 99% of the pages, but on this particular one, I kind of had a layout in mind, and because there are different boxes and I wanted to organize my goals per box, it took me quite a while to plan it out, I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of the times you guys see my end result and you don't see the time it takes for me to put it in. So as you can see, here is the final layout of the pencil, and then I go in with all of my pens and go over it in the way that I want with the colors that I want, and then after I'm done, I erase all of the pencil marks. But starting out with a pencil first is a great suggestion for those of you who are really nervous about writing in your planner, especially on a page like the goals page. Using a pencil first allows you to create the layout that you want. You can make mistakes and then erase them and start over until you get exactly what you're looking for. But I did want to say, at the end of the day, it is just a planner and it's yours, and you don't have to share it if you don't want to, but mistakes are a part of life and it's okay to make them. I make them all the time in my planner. Nothing is perfect in my planner. Layouts aren't always straight, and that's just how it is. I try not to focus on those things. I just try and enjoy the process of using the planner and laying it out as I enjoy. As you can see, I did not fill in my business goals. That's something I'm going to do separately on my own because I don't always want to share those goals, but I'm really happy with how this page turned out, and I just love all the color, and I'm really happy with my goals, and I'm excited to see if I can accomplish them this year. So the next page I like to set up at the beginning of the year is the books to read checklist. These are books that I have on my bookshelves. That's the list that I'm currently writing. So it's all the books that I currently own that I'm wanting to try and read this year. Obviously I won't get to all of them, but I do like to have them on a list as I am a mood reader and I don't know when I'm going to read what book. Able to tell, I am doing a color coordinated books to read checklist, so each color represents a different genre. They're not perfect as some books overlap genres, but this is what works for me, and I just like to be able to see which genres I'm reading the most. Obviously that is going to be fantasy, so if you want to know my system, blue is young adult fantasy, purple is adult fantasy, historical fiction, orange is contemporary, pink is romance, and red is classics. Now I don't use all the books to read pages right away. I do like to save some for throughout the year when books release or I find out about new ones. So I used about 1.5 of the spreads and I left the rest to use at a later date. Finally, the rest of these books are books that are releasing in 2020, but I don't currently own them, but I did want to mark them on my list because I'm really excited about them. So those are all the books I decided to write on my list. As I mentioned, I did leave some extra space so I have room throughout the year when I hear about new books releasing. But I'm really happy with this list so far, and I like to start off the year with all the books on my shelves that I haven't currently read. Next, I like to set up my book series tracker. This one is a pretty simple page for me. I just write in the titles of the books in each particular series that I am either currently reading or want to read. So in this instance, I did not fill in every set of books, but I did the ones that were on my mind at the time just to kind of start the year and get going, and throughout the year I'll update the spread. But as you can see, I'm writing in the title of each book in a particular series in whatever grouping they are, whether it's a duology, a trilogy, a set of 7, and then later on I highlight the titles that I have currently read so I know where I am in the series. This is a page that I would consider one of my messier pages. I don't focus so much on how it looks, it's more about function for me and just keeping track of all of the series I am in the middle of or want to start in that year. Moving on, we're going to start setting up January. So as you can see here with the calendar, I make a key on the side and I like to color coordinate. That is a common trend throughout my planner. So each color of pen represents a different thing in my planner and how I keep track of them. Moving on, we're going to do my January TBR. This is a page that I fill in at the beginning of every single month. So this is the same kind of style that you'll see me do throughout the entire year, but I just write the name of the author and the name of the book. I have a star beside a particular book because it is part of a reading challenge that I'm doing for the year. Next, we're going to move on to the new releases page. I don't have that many new releases for January. If you have any new releases you know of in January, leave a comment down below and let me know. but for now I just filled in the 3 that I was most excited about. Now, before I started this video, I did already start using my planner, but I did want to show an example of how I use the weekly spreads because a couple of you had asked about that. So this is the general layout of how my weeks tend to look. So I have a lot going on. I know it seems a little cluttered, but it works for me, and you'll notice that I have use of my stickers here. I use the started and finished stickers to keep track of what I'm reading, and then just some fun ones. I did include a little piece of paper with my word of the year, and then generally I just have to-do list because that is the way I stay the most organized. A lot of different ways to use the weekly spread, and you can come up with a system that works for you. Next, I wanted to keep track of the 12 reads from 12 Friends reading challenge I'm participating in this year. This page could have used a lot more work than I actually put into it. It ended up a little bit messier than I would have liked, but the main point was just to get it down in my planner so I had a place where I could keep track of it. I just put this on a piece of dot grid paper in the back of the planner. And I just wanted to make a quick note that just because I use my planner in a certain way doesn't mean you have to. The whole goal with the planner is to be as creative as possible and find a system that works for you and your lifestyle. Every planner is going to look different, and that's okay, and actually that's the beauty of it. As long as it works for you, that's all that matters. So that's pretty much everything I do. At the very end here, I just put some things in my folders in order to keep track of them and things I want to have handy for planning for the rest of the year. So I put my stickers in the front of the pocket, and then in the back I put my book reviews notebook. So that is how I set up my planner just to start off the year. It is just kind of a fresh start and getting everything set up the way I want it so that I can continue using it throughout the year to come.
Okay, so that is everything. I hope you enjoyed watching me set up my 2020 planner. I'd love to know how you guys set up your 2020 planner, if you have it, or if you have a different planner. What are some things that you like to do to set it up in the new year? And I'd also love to know what kind of goals you have for 2020. What is one thing that you're hoping to accomplish this year? Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already, I would love if you would subscribe to my channel, and if you want to be notified whenever I post new videos, be sure to hit that notification bell. I hope you guys have an amazing day today, and I will see you in my next video.